Mercedes-Benz Stadium was supposed to be Atlanta's $1.2 billion star, but we've been reporting about problems since the beginning. Remember the Garth Brooks concert where folks couldn't hear Garth Brooks speaking? How about the College Football National Championship where folks stood for hours in the rain just trying to get in? Well, finally today, officials addressed it all and spoke out. Chris, you were there and you experienced this stuff firsthand. Have they fixed any of these problems yet?
So I think the simple answer, Vinny, is yes and no. Let's first go back to that Garth Brooks concert. We remember that night well, but let's refresh everybody's memory. Take a listen here.
Across the streets with it made an evil hiss, and a band of demons showing in. It sounded something like this.
And I was inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium that night. The acoustics were off, and boy, did we hear about it from folks. People leaving the stadium that night were livid, and they certainly stopped in front of our camera to complain.
This is probably audio-wise the worst I've seen.
All right, so Chris, what are the folks at Mercedes-Benz Stadium gonna do about all this?
So they said it's a sports venue, not a concert hall, but they're working to turn it into that now. But it's a process, and that's something certainly that they're working through at this moment.
Do you have a target date?
I would love to tell you, but you know, it is a difficult situation, and we're attacking it on every front we can.
And Vinny, they better do it soon because the reality is Kenny Chesney's coming to town for a concert in April at Mercedes-Benz.
All right, they say they're a sports venue. Let's talk about sports. All the folks that were waiting online in the rain to get in during the College Football National Championship, what's their explanation there?
So this is a much more complicated answer here. Let's look at this video. You remember that night, lots of people standing outside in the rain, outside of Mercedes-Benz Stadium. They were upset. We were driving around the stadium that night as part of pregame coverage for the big game, and people were telling us about it. Well, tonight, MBS says they tried to get President Trump to show up after kickoff, but the White House said no. He wanted to be on the field for the national anthem. So to make that happen, the stadium had to close one of the 4 entrances. Also, because the president was here, TSA and Secret Service took over security.
The security that normally works the stadium was told to leave, and all new people were brought in. The feds didn't bring in enough magnetometers. It was airport security level, so even the smallest thing, you're setting it off. There was 30 to 40 seconds taken for each person going in.
All right, so the Super Bowl is coming here next year.
Yeah.
What are they going to do about it?
So they say they're going to insist the president come a little bit later to the game if he decides to show up for the Super Bowl. We'll see how well that goes. They're also going to make sure that Secret Service keeps all of the entrances open. They're not going to close any. And they're also going to add an extra few doors to the stadium to try to help alleviate this problem in the future.
Or you could just open up that top of the roof, get it open, and lower the president in.
I like that. With a spotlight.
Yep. Thanks so much, Chris.